Hi, it's Chris from Broncos and Parts Garage. I'd like to update a video I released last week. It was how to change your transfer case fluid. I got a lot of feedback, so I thought I'd update this with this little preface and put it in the video. I use Mercon 5, which I've used for the past 25 or 30 years in my four-wheel drive vehicles. I've never had an issue. It looks like in 2015, Ford issued a service bulletin or said stop using Mercon 5 because they were having issues with transfer cases exploding. Now, I don't know if that's because people were using Mercon 5 in newer modern transfer cases, or it was because of our older transfer cases. I've not been able to find out anything online. I do know that they released a fluid called Motorcraft Transfer Case Fluid XL12. That's been discontinued, and now I've read that you're supposed to be using Mercon LV or Mercon L5. Do your due diligence. Use the fluid that your manufacturer suggests. It might be different for different types of vehicles, but as far as the procedure of changing your transfer case fluid, this video is spot on and I hope you enjoy it. Welcome back to Broncos and Parts Garage. My name's Chris. If you're new to the channel, please stick around to the end and you'll see additional links for content we've already created. Today's project, we're going to be changing the transfer case fluid in this 1995 Ford Bronco. You're going to need a small fluid transfer pump, which you can get at an auto parts store for about $9 or $10. A couple quarts of Mercon 5, which is compatible with the 1995 Ford Bronco, a 3/8 ratchet with an extension, some rubber gloves, and an oil catch pan. Let's get started. The first step would be locating your fill hole, which is located right here, and your drain hole, which is located down here. I'm going to spray these with a little bit of brake cleaner because I want to clean up around those plugs to make sure when I remove them, no debris falls into my transfer case. And I'm going to wipe them down real quick. If it's really bad, you can use a wire brush, but usually just getting around here with some brake cleaner does a good job of removing a lot of the debris. The next thing you'll want to do is make sure you can loosen the fill hole. You don't want to take this out, drain your fluid, and then realize you can't get this drain plug out. Let's get the fill plug removed right now. Okay, and this one's coming out pretty good. I think the torque spec on this is between 14 and 19 pounds. I've got my drip tray, I've got my oil pan underneath this plug already to catch anything that may come out. And it is normal for some to trickle out. That's actually a lot of fluid because I'm parked on a slight incline. Now let's move our pan over and let's remove the drain plug. Pop that off. Oh, I made a little bit of a mess. Let's let that drain out right now. I believe the capacity in the transfer case is approximately 2 quarts. All right, we've got it to where it's just dripping. I'm going to wipe this down and reinstall that plug. And again, the torque spec I believe is between 14 and 19 foot-pounds. I usually go till it's tight and then a little bit more. And I got it snug right there. Perfect.
The next step will be grabbing my fluid transfer pump and a couple quarts of the Mercon 5 transfer case fluid or transmission fluid, and we'll begin pumping it into the fill hole until it starts pouring out. I was able to stop and level the vehicle, so when I fill the fill hole, I'll get an accurate reading when it starts pouring out. When I did drain it, I was on a slight incline, which caused too much of the fluid to drain out of the top hole and less out of the bottom hole. But that problem has been rectified. Always change this fluid on a flat surface. Let's put our fill hose inside the transfer case. We're going to use this transfer pump, and we're going to pump the fluid, this Mercon 5. I'm going to pump it out of here into the transfer case. I'm going to pull the hose out right now and load up the second quart and start pumping again. As you're pumping, you want to keep an eye on that fluid and wait for it to start draining out of that transfer case. We've got a steady stream coming out. So right now we filled the transfer case all the way up. Let's get that plug put in. Get this out. Yeah, we've got a nice flow coming out. We've got that nice and topped off. Plug started. And now it's a matter of tightening up your plug. And again, don't over tighten it. And we're good to go. I always do a quick wipe down real quick. Keep it clean. What I do now is write in my notes in the glove box. I'll write down the mileage and the date and the brand of the transfer case fluid I used. In this case, it was Valvoline Mercon 5. That concludes changing out your transfer case fluid. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope these preventative maintenance videos are helping you at home. If you have any questions or concerns, put them in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.